So today on Madden, we're gonna be performing more science experiments, but I'm not the only scientist today. I have a special guest. Oh, buddy, let me introduce you to my friend. His name is Chuck. So thank God I have some company today. Me and Chuck, I'm gonna put Chuck right here. Can you guys see Chuck? Yes, you can. So me and Chuck today are gonna be performing an experiment here today on Madden 19. And this one is gonna take a long time. And I still don't understand why I decide to put myself through these sort of things. Well, today, what we are going to do is see how long it takes for a 0 overall team to end up winning the Super Bowl in Madden 19. And the 0 overall team in today's experiment, as you see right here, is the New York Jets. The Jets, they're going to do their own thing, and we're going to see how many seasons it takes on their own to win the Super Bowl. So they can do whatever they want to with their roster, but they start as a 0 overall. This is going to take a hot freaking minute. Now keep in mind, I think Madden 19 franchise only allows you to go through like 30 or 40 seasons. So if they don't win the Super Bowl within 30 to 40 seasons, I guess I have just wasted all my time. Hopefully I don't get too bored within this 3 to 4 to 5 hour recording that's inevitably about to happen. But regardless, hopefully you guys enjoy these stupid videos nonetheless. And if you do, make sure to drop a like to help ease my pain. Subscribe if you are new. Turn on the notification bell if you haven't. With that said, it's time to go ahead and see how season 1 goes. So I could care less to what happens with the Bills. I just chose them so it'd be easier to show you guys how the Jets do every year since they're in the same division. And as you see, the Jets actually somehow end up winning 2 games. Now we have got to see this. Who are the culprits? What team allowed a 0 overall team to beat them? Like, that is actually awful. Like, who actually did that? Like, look how they did throughout the preseason. They're losing games 84 to nothing, 63 to nothing, and they end up winning 2 games in the regular season. The poor Vikings, the freaking Vikings, were actually a decent team. And then last but not least, us, the Bills. That's hilarious. But a 0 overall team begins things off by actually winning 2 games. Now, to be fair, since they're controlled completely by the CPU, they probably cut everybody off their team that was 0 overall, because that's just what the CPU would do. I am just curious to see how their roster ended up looking at the end of this first season. I mean, they could do whatever they wanted with that team. How did they end up with these freaking players? Well, with that, the Super Bowl champions are the Rams over the Texans 23-16. Hopefully, for my sanity's sake, that the Jets actually get it done within 2 or 3 hours of me recording this video. But anyways, what we are going to do, I'm not probably going to show you this every year, but I will show you at the beginning of the next preseason what the Jets team is looking like, because they have their first NFL draft, which I'm assuming they had the worst record in the NFL, so they get the #1 pick. They'll have a free agency to sign some players, so they're obviously now going to be a lot better than what they were at the start of this video with a complete 0 overall team. You know what? For now, Chuck is going to go right here. Eventually, whenever I decide to stop being lazy, I'm going to put together a shelf back there and put everything as a decent backdrop, and Chuck's going to be there for starters. But for now, Chuck's just going to have to sit back there. But with that said, let's see how this Jets team is looking at the beginning of this second season. See if they sign anybody big out of free agency. See who they pick early on in the NFL draft. And it's just auto-generated players, too, out of the draft, so it's no, like, real prospects. And they don't look like they made any big moves. They have Kelvin Benjamin, which I'm not sure how they got him in the first place, but he's still there. They got Tyrod Taylor, and aside from that, the team just isn't that good. So it's definitely not going to happen this year. They have any 0 overall players left on the roster? I'm assuming that how do they still have 0 overall players on the roster? So the Rams could very easily go back to back playing the Jags in the Super Bowl, so that would be funny, especially if you watch my last experiment, because like LA teams in a 10-year span went like 1-6 in the Super Bowl, so that was funny, but now they might go back to back now. The Jets this time did worse. So how does that even make sense? Like, what does that even mean? So the Jets this time go 1-14, when in the first year they went 2-14 when the team was even worse. So this is just funny. But at the end of the day, I do kind of want to see who, with them being so bad in these early stages, I want to see who the heck they're beating. So this is going to take a very long time. But the Jets, the one team they beat in this lone season, ends up being the Patriots. This game makes no sense at all. So the Jets win 1 game all season long, and it's against the best team in the division. So, this is just continuing to be funny. and funnier. But anyways, we'll advance to the next week. Super Bowl champions are the Jags this time. They're getting worse and worse. Like, it seems like they would sign somebody in the offseason. Giovanni Bernard is their best player at an 85 overall. Tyrod Taylor's still there. They don't even have any good rookies. Like, who are they drafting? Like, who in their front office are making these, like, decisions? Because it's awful. They still have 12 overall or 0 overall players on the roster. And they have one, Teron Johnson, a 6', 192-pound right guard still on the team. So, at least at the beginning of year 3, the roster is pretty much cleared of all the 0 overall players. At the end of 2020, it looks like, hey, they're finally getting better. This time around, they go 5-11. So the Jets are slowly but surely finally beginning to make progress. We need them to start having winning seasons. Texans and Saints, like, who actually cares? The Texans, their second time in the Super Bowl, and they're actually going to win this one 28-21. Beginning of the 2021 season, our team continues to get worse and worse, but hopefully, the Jets are continuing to get better and better. Did they make any big offseason moves? And they really didn't. Like, they haven't signed anybody. This is the best player they've signed this whole entire time. Tariq Cohen, 86 overall. They still have any 12 overall players, and they don't. So the Jets are finally set free from every 0 overall player from the original team. So now it's finally time to begin making huge strides. End of 2021, and this time the Jets actually went 11-5. How does that even happen? I guess at this point, I need to start simming only to the playoffs because I want to see how the Jets do in the playoffs themselves because they finally made the playoffs this year. Like, how did they go from 5-11 to 11-5? They didn't even make any good signings. This game is just funny. But as you see, it is the Packers and Jaguars for Super Bowl 56. But how close did the Jets actually make it? The Jets actually made it to the conference championship game. So the team that started as a 0 overall in 2018, at the end of the 2021 season, made it all the way to the conference championship game. So they were this close to already ending the video, which part of me is glad, because if we're being honest, at this point with the footage I have, I don't think I would have been able to make this video 10 minutes. The Jets finally making some big boy moves. Duke Johnson, 89 overall, is the highest overall player this team has had thus far in this video. Now, I don't know why they always just sign running backs. 2022, the Jets, what I freaking tell you. Jets go 6-10. Like, and it seems like they should be doing better than 6-10 with how bad this division is. Oh, once again, the poor freaking Chargers. Chargers and Packers in Super Bowl 56. If you guys watched my last experiment, the Chargers literally lost 5 Super Bowls out of 10 seasons. And where you go again. They bring in this guy, Mike Ford, although he might have already been on the team. I don't know, but they did sign a good quarterback in Derek Carr, 85 overall. Could have been worse. They spent $17 million a year on him, which is a lot for an 85 overall quarterback. But this team is finally beginning to look pretty good into the 2023 season, and the Jets go 6-10. So it's like the better the team gets, the worse they get. Dude, it's like deja freaking vu. The Chargers once again in back-to-back years. Like, legit, if you count this video, my last video, this at least has to be like the 10th or 11th Super Bowl the Chargers have been in. Have to see if they finally can get a dub. And it's a freaking curse, dog. It's now officially turned into a meme. 2024, so into year 6, our team's actually looking decent with some decent players. Now the Jets, come on, man. Can we get that first 90-plus overall player on your team? And yes, you do. Now, it's a player I'm guessing they drafted, and he's starting to progress into his 90s. But now they sign 40-year-old, 91 overall Aaron Rodgers for less money than what they signed Derek Carr for. Like, what did they still have Derek Carr, so no wonder this team isn't doing well. They're spending $15 million a year on a backup quarterback, so it's 2024 the year. And maybe the division's so bad that you don't really know how good the team is, but they went 10-6 to the Jets in year number 6. Can they beat the Bengals? And they did, 23-17 over the Bengals. This time around, taking on the Texans. They actually do. What is going on? The Jets at the Patriots. Now, I am curious, since they are playing the Patriots, they've had to play them twice thus far. And did they beat them? That's going to be important. So throughout this regular season, they lost to the Patriots at home, and they beat the Patriots away from home. Are the Jets actually finally going to get it done, at least make it to the Super Bowl and advancing into the next week? And no, they freaking don't. Aaron Rodgers is now 41, so he's dipped down to an 89 overall. Derek Carr is no longer existing on the team. They have Kona Stablen as their backup. What a guy. But the Jets go from 10-6 to 6-10, although the team was like exactly the same. And wow, the tides have turned for the LA teams. The Rams, back-to-back Super Bowl champions, up to Super Bowl 61 now. Two new teams here. No Jets, Ravens, 49ers. The team this year got a little bit better, but that's not Super Bowl caliber, is it? I didn't even check how good the team was this year. And the 49ers win this time, 35-20. And I'm telling you, it's just like weird. It's like a California team every single time. Super Bowl 62, and once again, no Jets. Patriots and Redskins. This year actually went 10-6, but unfortunately for them, the Dolphins are actually getting really good. And once again, defeated by the Patriots in the AFC Conference Championship game. So this Jets team, for the third time, has been knocked down one game shy from the Super Bowl. Once again, no Jets in the Super Bowl, but if the Chargers lose again, it will be worth it. Hilarious. Now, the Jets this time went 10-5-1, so they actually won the division, but once again, I'm going to guess they got knocked out in the conference championship game. And no, they didn't. Wow. Where'd they get beat this time? They got beat this time around in the wild card round by the Dolphins. This would just be hilarious. I actually want the Chargers to lose at this point. And they did again, dude. Hilarious. Like, this is a curse. I am actually about to laugh so freaking hard. Once again, no Jets, but at this point, who cares? The Chargers again, if they lose, that's just going to be the greatest thing of all time. The Jets, once again, 11-5, but here we go. Guaranteed they got knocked out in the conference championship game. No, once again, the Chargers. The Chargers beat them. So is this the year that the Chargers actually win the Super Bowl? After, I mean, there's got to be at least 10 or 11 attempts at this point. Falcons, are they going to do it to them once again? And, oh my God! We have now entered a new decade, 2030. Now, I haven't checked in a couple years. I do want to go and see what the Jets team is now looking like. They started as a complete 0 overall, and now up to this point, they must be pretty good. They made it. They won the division like 3 straight years, I think. Wow. When did this happen? They have multiple 99 overalls. Hosey Austin, what a guy. Shamon Allison, also what a guy. And Jason Dawson, what a man. DeAndre Kugbila, Alante Booth, and their quarterback is Jordan Gonzalez, who I'm pretty sure was our quarterback on the Bills. And then it's a really big drop-off after that. But that is a team that is pretty talented. Nope, no Jets again. They went 12-4 this time. It's just a curse that they can't actually make it to the Super Bowl. Now the year 2031, officially 13 years in. Once again, let's see if the team got better or worse compared to last year. Our team's looking mighty fine, and the Jets, they are actually, this is a sick team. It really is. They have 5 players, I lied, my math is bad, 6 players over 90 overall, quarterback at 91 overall, and they actually have more players, I believe, in the 90s than the 80s. That's actually funny. That's one of my best friends. That's his name. Maybe that is key. Maybe that is a sign that this is the year the Jets actually, at least bare minimum, make it to the Super Bowl. Finally, Super Bowl 66 is where the Jets, the original 0 overall team, make it to the Super Bowl. So it takes roughly 13 years for a 0 overall team to make it to the Super Bowl. Now they're going to win the Super Bowl? Probably not, knowing me. They went 11-5, so they won the division. They have the best record in the AFC, and they did tied with the Chargers for the best record in the AFC. Best record in the NFL went to the Eagles, who they are playing, so more than likely they're going to lose. Now, what I do want to do for the video's sake is I want to see what these overalls are. So the Eagles are an 86 overall with a 93 defense. And the Jets, who started at a 0 overall, is now up to an 86 overall as well. So they're tied. But I am going to jump in as the Eagles so we can sim this game and watch it together. Super Bowl, I think 110 at this point. Are the Jets finally going to freaking get it done? Here we are at the Super Bowl in Miami, Florida. Hard Rock Stadium is the original 0 overall team. And the New York Jets finally gonna grab this dub and win this Super Bowl, which means it would take 13 years for a 0 overall team to win this Super Bowl. So we're gonna jump straight into a sim and watch this together. And we'll be able to see together whether or not I have to waste probably another hour of my life with them to make it to this point. So here we are, to the end of the game. The Jets look like they are down 3-0. It's a 3-3 ball game. It's a low-scoring game, to be fair. It is now a 6-3 ball game going into half. Now it's 10-6 Philadelphia. Now it's 17-6. 17-9. 17-17. The Jets win a raging comeback. Win the Super Bowl as the Jets. I don't know how that just happened, but the Jets, the 0 overall team, takes 13 years, but they're finally Super Bowl champions in the year 2031. It took us going into 2 different decades, but they finally get the dub over Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's actually pretty fun, dudes. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that. And if you did, make sure to drop a like. If you guys have any other ideas for Madden 19 experiments, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe if you are new, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't. And make sure to go check out my second channel and go subscribe to that link in the description box below. But I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day as they hold up that Super Bowl trophy. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. God bless and peace.